and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today is day 20 of my Crafter's Companion 2021 Advent Calendar series, and we are in the final stretch of this series. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. I have definitely had a blast crafting with everything in this Advent calendar. Today we got this stamp, which is I think a sort of smaller version of a collection that is similarly designed, where there's a bold sentiment and some florals that are wrapped around it. And I've just taken a gray ink pad here that I'm gonna just do some very imperfect stamping to create a background. And I normally wouldn't use a large stamp like this to create my background with, but I thought that this might be a very kind of unique style of background that I just wanted to experiment with. So I'm gonna create this sort of monochrome background of just multi generation stamping, so taking the first and second stamping before re-inking my stamp. And so that's my background complete, and I like how imperfect it is. I tried really hard not to push down fully, not to even ink up fully, and I'm gonna take a very bright color to stamp the foreground sentiment. So just using the exact same stamp. And I love how juicy this ink pad is, which is why I chose it. But the color was quite a bit darker than I was picturing in my mind. I wanted something a little bit brighter to stand in contrast with the gray background. So I'm just taking this other ink cube here. This is one that I got from a Papercraft Society kit, and it's this really nice bright magenta color. I think it was from the mini album kit that was designed by Helen Griffin. I could be wrong on that, but if that Papercraft Society box is still available, I'll also leave a link to that at the in the description box. But I definitely like that brighter magenta color. I think both would look nice, but I was going for more contrast and wanted something a little bit brighter, so I opted to choose the brighter of the two. And these fine detail scissors are fairly new to me, and I really enjoy using them quite a bit, actually. And I feel like my fussy cutting has improved a bit since converting over to using these. I don't love the serrated edge on the paper. It's because the scissors themselves do have a serrated blade, but I feel like that's probably what makes it feel like I have more control when I'm cutting, is that serrated blade. So it's worth it to me to have that end result of a serrated edge on your paper, but that is sort of a little bit of a trade-off between that and the other fine detail scissors that I have from Fiskars. So I think overall I prefer having more control while I'm cutting over the smooth edge that I would get with my Fiskars. So now I'm going to pull out some of the various tones of grays and blacks that I have, because I want my sentiment to be the only thing that is in color, and everything else I want to use be monochromatic and in the gray tones and blacks. So I'm gonna pick a gray for just this a nice banner strip across my card, but to set my sentiment off a little bit from the back of the card, I'm going to actually add a matte layer of black behind it. So I'll have to do a little bit more fussy cutting around this, which in the past I would have dreaded doing and probably thought to to actually come up with a different design. That's how much I disliked fussy cutting before. But now with these scissors, I feel like I can cut a little bit faster. I have a lot more control while I'm cutting, and I just like the result better than I was able to get in the past. So now I don't mind doing things like this where I have to fussy cut the same cut twice. And so now I'll just go ahead and finish up this card and get these panels attached. The reason why it's taking me so long is because I'm trying to figure out whether I want to actually glue this panel straight down or if I want it to trim it off a little bit and have a little bit of that white border showing. So I went back and forth in my mind about which way I wanted to go with that, but ultimately I decided that I kind of like the look of the design going all the way edge to edge on this card. Now my card, I made this card base myself, but I think somehow I measured it a little bit off, and so when I attach my panels, that's why I always attach it flush to the folded edge, because if it's off anywhere, then you can still trim the other three sides as long as you've squared everything up against that folded edge of your card base. So I'm going with a pretty thin strip. I didn't want this to be taller than my sentiment, and that's how I arrived at this height of the little band of gray cardstock that I have going across the page, and I think it's just shy of an inch actually. And I'm using up this tape runner. I think it's from Sizzix. I think probably from one of the craft boxes that I've gotten in the past, and it's a really nice, very strong adhesive. And I have quite a few tape pens that I'm trying to use up, so I'm definitely trying to kind of use up my adhesives in the order that I get them in, not just always using my favorites. That way none of my adhesives get too old and potentially lose their stickiness. So as a final touch, I'm going to add a couple of Nuvo drops. These are just some pre-made ones that I was trial running or thought that I might use on a previous card and didn't, so I'll use them on this card. And that pretty much completes my card. So I hope that you enjoyed this card, and please stay tuned and come back tomorrow for day number 21. And I hope that if you do like this card and this series so far, that you'll like, comment, and share this video. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel and ringing the notification bell. Thank you so much, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.